YouTube. So, I know just recently, I know I've started talking a lot about Ubers and all that shit, but today's technically not the same as just talking about, random Ubers like Isun Boshi or a set, but it is talking about quote-unquote combo slaves, or combo slave Ubers. I have here Vigler, Death Troyar, and Kowaluga. 3 Ubers that I have heard more than once to be quote-unquote combo slaves, even though all 3 are actually really good in their own right. Especially Vigler now that he gets an Ultra Form. I think Vigler's Ultra Form is either overly loved or overly hated. There's no in between. Because, like, I actually really like his Ultra Form. I really like his Ultra Form. Increasing his wave level by 2, giving him Sage Slayer so he has some more usage in Zero Legends. Having immunity to waves can be nice as just, like, generalist usage. 360 range still isn't bad, but, like, obviously it doesn't increase. I think his HP is increased. I don't think his damage per hit is increased. But his main changes are attack animation and TBA, but TBA doesn't change that much. It's his Force Swing. His Force Swing gets reduced by 1 second, so, like, by what, 30%? That's a huge decrease in Force Swing. So, like, it makes his attacks so much more reliable to get a hit in. And Dogaku, you are underestimating the hell out of Gravici. Because, like, his main problem before was consistently getting hits in. Because his damage, I mean, like it or not, it's really fucking good. 12k DPS, without being strong against anything. So strong against 18k DPS and a guaranteed 5-second freeze, which is 50% uptime, more than that actually, against both zombies and relics. Yeah, no. That's really fucking good. And since it's more consistent, more easy to land, and also much longer, 400 more range of Pierce with his wave, he's really fucking good, and I don't like it when people underestimate the hell out of him. His support alone is really good, and his damage is really good behind that as well. So, like, I don't like that he's, underestimated. Okay, no, because I've used him on my Taiwan account, and his relic targeting is really good. His zombie targeting is also fantastic, because zombies aren't going to outrange him. So his zombie targeting is actually really good, and his freeze against relics can be really nice against things like Emos and stuff. So I do not like that you are saying that his only usage is against Zeost, because even though, yes, that's really the only reason, quote-unquote, to get his Ultra Form, his Ultra Form makes him so much more consistent against everything else as well. So if you use him against zombies and relics, his Ultra Form is still a great pick. Like, he is absolutely amazing as a specialist. There's a reason why my tier list had him under top tier Uber. He's similar to Momoko, kind of, except his damage isn't, as inconsistent as hers, or as weird as her multi-hit. But anyway, next up, Diablosa. Diablosa is kind of similar in the fact that, like, people for some reason just think oh, by the way, I never actually said I think everybody knows this is his combo. This is his combo. Less wave but better freeze, true. But yeah, so Diablosa has a unit attack up M. And I mean, he's cheap. He's only 3450. His recharge time and speed maybe, pretty fucking slow. His Force Swing's pretty long, but I mean, it's less than 4 seconds, so it's better than it could be. His survivability is good, 70,000 HP with 3 knockbacks, that's not bad at all. 475 attack range, by the way, with 5k general DPS, that's not bad on its own. But triple targeting massive damage, even though he doesn't have shield piercing or immune to surge or anything, his damage against Aku is absolutely phenomenal. Like, he can probably just brute force the hell out of shields if you really wanted him to. So, like, it's still fantastic, but that's probably one of his worst targetings. His zombie targeting, fantastic. He's immune to freeze and slow, so he's not affected by things like Crockley, Henry, or like whatever zombies do these statuses. And then Angels, I mean, he can just brute force shit, and with how much range he has, he can be really good for Winged Piggy and all of that. But against zombies, he outranges pretty much anything, so he can just do shit tons of damage. By the way, I just want to say, 20k DPS with 475 range against zombies and angels, and 15,000 DPS against Aku's, that's not a small amount. That's not a small amount. By the way, are you really saying Diablosa is not good enough to be used outside of combo? What the fuck do you mean? I mean, here's the thing, right? You may want to use his combo every time you bring him, but that does not mean that you are only bringing him for the combo. Most of the time, if you're bringing Diablosa for the combo, you're actually using Diablosa. That's from my experience, at least. Most of the time, if you're using Diablosa's combo, you're using Diablosa in the stage. Because, I mean, no matter what stage you're in, he'll probably provide some use, because he's not expensive. And his range and damage is actually really fucking good. A lot of combo slaves are so bad, spawning them is a waste of money. Diablosa is not one of those units. Right, so he's not a combo slave, which is what I'm trying to prove. But yeah, like, a lot of Ubers, like, Vigler is also the same thing, where whenever you use him, you'll want to use his combo, and same thing with Kowaluga. But things like Lazvos, but the thing with research combos is that it's kind of complicated. Because, like, yeah, if you bring the Uber, you're going to want to bring the combo. But even in stages where you don't bring the Uber and you're just bringing things that benefit from the research combo, you know, you'll probably be bringing them. But you'll probably still want to use the Uber. Like, in a lot of stages where you want research combos, I mean, Vigler is going to be good, and Kowaluga will also be good. And I'll get to him in a second. But, like, Diablosa doesn't even have talents yet. And yet he's this good. Like, I don't see how people can say combo slave. And then Kowaluga is basically Detroyer, but it's basically the same situation as Vigler, actually. Sorry, not Detroyer. Basically the same situation as Vigler with the research combo. Except Kowaluga having 710 range gives him usage in a lot more stages. 50,000 damage per hit, by the way, with a chance to more than double that with the mini surge here. Even though it's only a chance to double it, it's still there. And 51,000 damage per hit with 710 range isn't bad. Not to mention, he doesn't have a blind spot. And he stands this far back. His survivability may be bad, but he doesn't even have a true form yet, bro. This bro is going to be one of the best Nikalugas, by far. Maybe not by far thanks to Furuluga, but like, 710 range is fucking crazy for area attack that has 51,000 damage per hit. So, like, every 14 seconds. Not to mention the 20% knockback. Like, it may not be guaranteed, but it's still a chance. It can definitely still help. It can still help. A lot. Also, it seems like a worse Furuluga. I think Furuluga has, like, much worse damage before talents. Furuluga's only good because of his talents. Without talents, Kowaluga's definitely better. But... like, 710 range, like I said, it's just so good that it's hard not to be like, hey, Kowaluga is really good. And, like, 3,700 DPS for 710 range, even with modern day power creep, is actually pretty fucking good. So, like, you know, Furuluga is crazy, but that's not who we're talking about today. But, you know, he seemed like a copy of him that performs worse. You do realize that Kowaluga came out before Furuluga talents, aka Kowaluga was once better than Furuluga whenever it came to sheer damage, right? You do realize that, right? They didn't copy shit, they just buffed the hell out of Furuluga for no fucking reason. They didn't give Diablosa for Surge Immune for some reason. Here's the thing, right? First of all, talents. He'll probably get it as a talent. And second of all, he's so slow and has so much range that he's probably not walking into surges. And if a surge spawns on him, then that's just unlucky. You know what I mean? Like, surges aren't going to be that common of a problem with Diablosa. Which which M Research Uber is better? I mean, Vigler has an ultra form, and Kowaluga doesn't even have a true form. I think that's pretty obvious. Especially whenever considering his niche usage. Like, generally, I think it would be arguable. But against zombies and relics, which are two very common traits to want to have a research combo against, thanks to Cone and Qigong, you're probably gonna want to use Gravici over Kowaluga. Especially since Gravici's combo has a really good meat shield as well, Rice Ball. If you actually invest with Rice Ball, it's really good meat shield. Meanwhile, Manic King Dragon is useful. Probably not as useful as another meat shield. Vigler Boy is overrated. I think we've already talked about him enough to say that you are wrong. Especially since people really don't hype him up that much. So what do you mean by overrated? Do you mean I'm overrating him? Because I highly doubt it, considering I have used him. Not his ultra form, but his true form. And his true form has performed amazingly for me. So I don't think he's overrated. He just opened his Sale Star big chest and got 2 red items. Bro, we're not talking about Risk of Rain 2 right now. Man, I want to start playing Pogo Road. YouTube, if you did enjoy, please do come back for more. Do you guys like that outro? That's about all I have to say about these guys, though. So if you did enjoy, please do come back for more. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.